What's going on, y'all? Although I haven't had the time to play MMOs as much as I would like lately, I still like to keep abreast with the news in gaming, especially pertaining to new MMOs on the horizon. We all know what's been happening with World of Warcraft. You know, there are games like Final Fantasy that are well established and are great, but it's nice to see a healthy competition within that realm. So, let's dive in and see this new reveal regarding Ashes of Creation, which has been hyped for quite some time. And then, as far as I know, there's another MMO that I'll be able to react to. Some of you guys really like when I react to Asmongold's videos. Maybe some of you think that it's riding on the coattails of another creator. For me, it's about being able to, in real time, see two different perspectives. I think it's a great concept. A React-ception, if you will. Let's dive in.
The game is going to be ready when it's ready, and we're going to keep you abreast of the updates, the changes, the development, the progress every month. That launch is not going to be mired in problems. That the game is going to stay true.
I don't know if you should have said that. Clip that, bro.
You'll have bugs. Everyone has bugs.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think the player base knows what I'm talking about. Ashes of Creation is going to be one of the most successful and largest launches in MMO history. So.
Well,
That's ballsy.
Hope so.
You know, I think.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Let me just tell you real quick. I operate real well under pressure, so please bring on all the pressure. I think people want to know why we delayed by a week the stream.
Yeah,
for an announcement.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, what's the announcement? I gotta find out what this is.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
You know, I actually had a lot of fun.
My heart's racing.
Oh,
That's very
Don't
good.
say that. You're gonna make my heart race.
My heart always races before our live streams. I'm always so nervous. But
I
yeah.
know. I'm a little bit nervous too, but honestly, it's very exciting, and I'm really happy with you know, the opportunity to share this with the community. It was really fun watching over this last week since we made the delay announcement for the stream. All the speculation, and I would say of that speculation,
there were quite a few people who got it.
Oh, absolutely. I was going to say about 40 or 50% of the conversation was about the correct thing.
Okay, what was it?
And,
kudos to you guys.
Yeah, kudos to you.
I want to know what the hell this is.
Before we show it, I will talk a little bit about this. Obviously, the decision that we're going to reveal to you here shortly, it took a lot of evaluation, and it took a lot of well, actually, you know, I'll explain it after the video.
We kind of had a strike team that was working on this too.
Come on.
Let's I think people are excited and want to see the video, so we can cut to the video. We have some
frequently asked questions too, so we'll answer those questions, and I'll also take note of any questions that you guys ask in chat.
Okay, here we go.
If they're not part of that,
it's a boob
list.
slider.
And I'll also ask.
Yeah, I saw that in Asmongold's chat. Boob slider.
This video is about. I'm going to preface it just a little bit. This video is about 20 minutes long.
Oh, thank God.
It's me running through a new environment, actually, that you guys haven't seen, a new area of the world.
I want a dick slider, too. It's called a DPS meter.
Large tower or whatnot. I know everyone loves to see the new mounts, so I did make sure to include some of that in this video.
For a second, I thought this was his dick.
When I was watching the video and I saw,
like straight up, like the second I saw that.
So really, the announcement is about how we actually go about making mounts. So, well, those of you guys who guessed how mounts are made, you really were spot on. So well done there.
Okay.
Anyways,
I was like, Steven, I'm gonna beat you up. No, I'm just kidding. No more mounts.
But yeah, we can cut to the video.
So a large tower, so it could be a dick slider. I'll be fine with that.
Yeah,
we'll see you in about 18 minutes.
Okay, here we go. Let's see the video. Oh, I got a new logo. Or at least the first time I've seen it. Looks good. All right. Okay. Unreal Engine.
Yep.
Oh shit, it's Unreal Engine 5.
Welcome everyone to our final update video for the year of 2021. And what a year it
Canada region reveal
has been. We are ending it with quite a significant update.
Damn!
Yes, as you saw, we have officially begun the migration for Ashes of Creation to Unreal Engine 5. Now, we've actually been evaluating the move to UE5 since last year, but our focus was really on getting the project ready for Alpha 1, so we didn't have much time to evaluate UE5. No! No! Bad deer!
Just fucking up the video.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Oh, look at that giant golem in the background.
Yes. Okay, go away.
Ancient stag.
Back. Perfect.
Okay.
Why are you stopping there?
You're gonna aggro it again.
Why
are you stopping? Immediately shows a bug.
We didn't really have time to evaluate UE5 until actually after our Alpha 1 finished in August.
Okay.
The decision obviously was an important one, and right after our Alpha concluded, I created a strike team to assess our options
that won't be an issue.
And the best path forward for Ashes.
Optimization is usually the last thing that they do.
Much of August and September weighing the benefits and risks with such a move.
Yeah,
and
I'm not worried about it.
We ended up with a unanimous decision to move forward with the initial migration. So in October,
3 years
our
before
engineers
release,
began the process of merging our custom code base over to UE5, spearheaded by our glorious lead programmer McP. And I am happy to now show you Ashes in Unreal Engine 5.
Okay, all right, let's see it.
As you can see, we are in a
look at that
different biome.
Look at that big motherfucker,
Actually,
man.
You might have seen this. You might have seen some glimpses of it in the past videos, but I figured this area would be a pretty good one given the
He's a big
season.
boy.
If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. Shout out to our Aussie and Kiwi friends.
Okay.
But as you can see, the weather systems actually are present in this area at the moment, which normally would give me some pause as a player. You know, would have to consider the type of effects that cold weather would have on my spells and my character's well-being. But here is Ashes in Unreal Engine 5.
Yo, that deer's gonna go after him.
To be here.
Oh no, it won't. Okay, never mind.
Now, there's some creatures here, obviously, that we need to steer clear
Yo,
of.
kill the fucking golem.
I wanted to show off some of the initial work on
kill the fucking golem, dude.
Nanite into the world. I heard there's a cave up ahead we should check out. Maybe some massive tower with a giant dungeon underneath.
All right, let's see it.
What we might find. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should change our clothing. This guy looks. He looks like he might be.
I like the snow effects a little bit.
Let's see if I.
Okay.
I might blend into the snow though.
I thought it said white COVID belt.
Let's see.
White
okay, there we go.
Oh my god.
That's a new set of gear. Why? Because it was like one letter off, man. Okay. So now what?
It is a blue one.
Inventory looks decent. Yeah, the inventory in Ashes is actually really good.
I'm not going to...
Character panel, not ideal.
...show off some of the updates to combat. Obviously, there's been a significant amount of...
Wow, the little tumble.
From a prototyping perspective on a lot of the combat changes, and there will be opportunities for us to kind of show that in the future, over the coming months.
Alrighty, let's see.
Wow.
That's a nice roll. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, speaking of changes, what you just saw there was some changes to the locomotion in the game.
Okay, this looks really nice.
Oh, that golem is lagging.
Really low. I wish I could actually play this myself and show you guys.
Turn off. Oh, you can see there's some footprints there as well.
I think this looks good though.
Let me turn off the...
Oh shit.
So right off the bat, it's not an optimized game, so obviously there's going to be performance issues, but are they going with trying to make the game so much into the future that all of us who can't afford $3,000 GPUs can't even play? It's an interesting decision, and I'm wondering, speaking of sliders, are they going to provide sliders to allow for lower performance machines to be able to play the game as well? And then for people who really want this aesthetically beautiful game, can just crank to ultra with their 3090s, because, well, we all know how scalpers and cryptocurrency are ruining everyone's lives. Anyway.
What's that sound? Oh, that's...
Be gone. I like those numbers.
We shall not be bothered any further with them.
All right.
If there was anything,
just fucking took care of him. Yeah. Guy's fucking ass beat.
So we're gonna enter this cave conflict. And
okay,
as I was talking
a
little bit about the locomotion, the character's locomotion, you can see there's been some changes. We have footsteps. We have some tilting to the side.
I can see that.
Around. You can crouch.
That looks cool.
Must crouch.
Crouching. That's cool.
Also do some.
Can you move and crouch?
Okay. All right. Now we're gonna go into the cave. I want to see this.
But as you can see, the Lumen, which is one of the global illumination features that UE5
Unreal Engine 5
offers, and is likely going to be most noticeable in dungeons, as it's going to do a better job than
it's a that's the triangles.
Historically was exclusively used for.
Look at the way the snow captures the light, and as it falls into darkness,
indirect illumination.
That looks great.
I might have to get another donut.
The Lumen actually provides a pretty realistic approach to lighting, utilizing dynamic global illumination. Makes the world come alive, as you can see.
That's nanite?
Here.
Yeah, true.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
What are plants even doing here?
I really like those enemies. I think they're cool. I haven't seen a lot of games that have enemies similar to that.
Well, you can crouch.
Oh, and they can't chase you. That's cool. Fuck them.
There's more of them. No.
Okay. Refresh the
They don't
stream.
all aggro? Oh, now they do.
Really?
Oh my god.
Let me see if I can change settings. Oh, wow.
Die.
Oh, wow. That does look a lot better. Damn.
Oh, I feel bad.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit. Oh, wow.
All right, let's take a look at some of the changes with the mantling.
RTX on. Okay, I like the climbing. Climbing is good.
These cool obstacles. Oh,
can you cut that? Oh, can you cut down a tree? That's a special tree because it's red. You need 175 logging for that one.
Oh man.
What's that sound?
I feel like there's gonna be interesting skills involved as well.
The effects.
Oh.
Ooh, combat tumble.
Look at that.
Get us up here. No.
Those mobs are just trying to fucking kill him.
Honestly, those methods of escape based on the environment, like if you were playing World of Warcraft, you would get this janky, like, the thing walks through the wall and continues to chase you up to its aggro radius, or maybe it does some kind of glitchy, like, teleportation and, like, clipping down a mountainside or something like that. So this is fantastic already.
World looks really good.
As you can see.
Yeah, damn.
Taking a look.
Look how big this cavern is.
Lumen has done a great job. And
this looks fucking really great, man.
To life, this area. As you can see, there's light bouncing off of the surfaces and kind of.
Yeah, the lighting looks good. Like, yeah.
Which is a pretty cool effect.
Okay.
I wish there was someone who was more well-spoken than Steven Sharif to demonstrate what's going on here, because he's just, look at the lighting, and that's pretty cool.
Oh shit. That reminds me of, like, in Winter Spring, you know those big boys you have to kill? Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of the numbers and stuff in the game. I'll have to say that I think that World of Warcraft has the best numbers in any game.
Which is literally just
WoW
font.
Numbers are unbeaten. Even
like, just change the font. Like, is it an integrity thing? Do they not want to copy the numbers from WoW? Just take them. We all want them.
So take a look at the visual differences. I mean, the great thing is, you know, you can go back.
Oh, I hope he turns around again to show the water too.
In the costume and the cloth,
I bet that'll be pretty cool whenever it actually gets finished.
You can go back and compare kind of the graphical fidelity that's in Alpha 1.
Damn.
And take a look at this video, and I think we'll have another little trailer.
Yeah, damn. Oh, we're gonna look at my video after this.
And the world.
Motion blur, they probably turned that off, right? They just have it on for the video. I wouldn't think much about it.
Visual stuff. I mean,
bro, I want to see him fight the giant.
Honestly, I've played a lot of MMOs in my days.
Yeah, this looks fucking nice.
And I cannot tell you just how exciting it is to see these types of graphics now, especially with the hard work of
in an MMO, true.
Epic, who do a great job with Unreal Engine, and now this latest development with UE5 is really
looks so freaking good. Yeah, this looks great.
Some next generation visual.
Okay. That's a hop. That's a bop.
I mean, look at this.
Damn. I mean, bro, that looks.
I love the effects that Jim did.
Damn, bro, that looks fucking good. But I'm gonna be honest, like that looks really, really good.
It's like a stream of dirt. What is happening to these rocks? Oh yes, shower me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's good. Max 60 FPS. Yeah.
Looks like corruption's kind of
with double 3090s.
Yeah.
An MMO like this, Pog? Yeah, I know, dude.
And that's the big problem for me is even when I have appropriate specifications to play a game, it's very typical for me to favor performance over quality in terms of graphic fidelity. So what does this game look like when I turn all the settings down, and can I run it in that state?
I think graphics are really important in an MMO in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like if you have a really good graphics MMO, it creates that escapism, you know? Because it looks closer to real life.
So as you're like jumping off of a ledge or falling down the side of
my immersion,
some crazy mountain,
for some people,
you can grasp onto something maybe.
I like that too. That's cool.
Oh,
you gotta watch out for those.
What if it got to a point where they could integrate virtual reality seated, because otherwise it would be insane, but just being able to go into that first person perspective in a world that's that expansive and gorgeous, and just being able to look around and feel yourself in that world. Are you listening, Ashes of Creation?
Those birds, man. Okay, good. Getting around there. Bro, you gotta have some fast-ass reactions to get to these things, too. So this whole thing is a dungeon. God damn, man. This is huge. Ooh, I thought he was gonna fall off, man.
Oh, that was masterful.
Look at the rocks and shit, man. That looks good.
Masterful, I tell you.
Oh, bro, like, they need to make it to where you can cut down the red tree, man.
Literally by the skin of my teeth.
Bro, if you can cut down that tree, the big red one, this game is gonna be good right there on that. Just on that. That's all I need.
A destructible environment would be interesting, but I doubt like that particular tree, you can tell, is just there for aesthetics. Because then to chop that tree and have it be chopped for everyone else in the world in real time, I don't think they're going to go through that effort unless it's for a profession.
Look at this, dude. True? Yeah, that's what I want to see.
It's gorgeous.
I wonder, like, you get on that rock, it resets them or something like that.
Alright, go away.
Okay.
Oh my god, they're subterranean.
I don't get how this can age, to be honest. I mean, that's what everybody says about a game until, 5 years later, and it does. But, like, I mean, the games nowadays do look really good. Like, the fact that it's being done in Unreal 5 gives me a lot of confidence. Because I remember thinking that whenever they were developing the game, and then, like, the Unreal Engine 5 preview came out. I think I might have talked about that. I don't know if I did or not. I think the blink actually feels good. Like, if you watch the way that the character moves and like the way the camera moves, I think that feels good.
Made it through. I think I see. Nope.
This looks way better than New World. Yeah, it does.
I think it's time.
Dang.
Look at that. Oh, it's another big tree.
Perhaps
he's obsessed with the trees. Honestly, between the trees and vegetation that exist in this cavern, plus the enemies that he's encountering, it reminds me so much of Mardon.
Take flight.
Okay, he's gonna get on a mount. All right, let's see what this is. Holy.
Oh.
Oh shit, that's a dragon.
Oh, that's beautiful. Is that the tower?
Damn.
That's not the tower. This is the entrance to some type of dungeon.
So this right here is the dungeon. It's an open world event.
By the way, Drake of the Canopy.
Oh my god, look at that.
You've seen this guy in the past.
Damn.
Wow.
Beautiful beast. A loyal beast.
That looks like a nice mount, man. I like that. Sick as fuck. Yeah, it's a badass mount.
I mean, honestly, this is...
It's $35 in the store.
Oh, don't say it.
What you think of this.
They might hear you.
And in the comments.
I don't see a lot of dragons that are made out of like wood, you know?
Beautiful. And you know the great
so
thing is
I like seeing new stuff like that. It's cool.
I upgraded.
Only at the premium alpha pre-order.
The frames are doing great.
Premium alpha early access pre-order bonus pack for Xbox only. Sold only exclusively at GameStop.
No.
I think there's
Stop
okay,
it.
Here we go. This is a reused asset. They've already used this room before, I'm pretty sure, in like the first zone. I'm not sure though. Because I remember seeing the same room.
My friends, is a tower.
Bro, I hope they have jumping puzzles in this game.
You know,
It looks like they do. I mean, this whole structure here, that looks like jumping puzzle-esque. Or, I guess, climbing puzzle.
And the dungeon that lies beneath this is going to claim a lot of lives.
Oh my god.
Will you be one of those lives?
That looks badass.
Who knows? But I heard that there's some great surprise for us up at the top.
Okay, let's see.
Let's see.
So he's got to go all the way up there because, like, so flying mounts in this game aren't really that common. I know his voice is low. It's a video; they can't fix it.
Oh,
yeah.
No, actually, this would not be an update without some mounts. Let me show you some mounts.
Okay, let's see some mounts. This is what's important. Ooh, a wolf.
This is Skinwalker.
Oh, it looks okay. I like the dragon more.
Guy.
I feel like the mounts don't like. They're almost really good, but like whenever they move sideways, you can tell that they're not like perfectly rigged.
Is it a rat or a wolf? Both.
I wonder if they'll be able to fix that or not.
This is
Okay, here we go. To be fair, I mean, a lot of those, like, oh, what the hell?
Your friend,
Oh,
Carmine Chameleon.
that looks cool. Look at that.
I believe he has a crazy tongue.
Oh, bro, how
boy.
cool would it be if he stood on something and it could detect what he was standing on and it changed his color? If he took,
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I love
chameleon.
his run.
that would be really cool.
This guy's so cool. All right, wait for it.
That would cost $100 in the store.
It doesn't have steps for some reason. Steps
Okay,
have
that's
the-
cool. Let's see what the other ones are.
Let us fly.
Okay. So he's just gonna fly right up there. So flying mounts in this game are like super rare. It was only like a handful of people, like a dozen
Top of
people,
the
like half
tower.
dozen people on a server that have it. Damn.
So what are you supposed to do if you can't fly?
Oh my god. What does he do on here? Oh, it's a tree like Minas Tirith. Up at the top.
What is that?
Rare flying ruins.
A Christmas tree. Oh my
I don't think
gosh.
so.
I think it is. Is that a Christmas tree? Oh. That looks awesome.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad at all.
One more.
It's also like every game, like,
It's very festive.
oh wow,
Look at him.
it's
It's
Rudolph.
like it's a deer and an
Except that
emu.
he got his antlers clipped.
Aw.
Oh wow,
It's a Christmas tree.
damn, that is cool.
Yes. How awesome is
What's
that?
cool about this game is the fact that like all the mountains you can see in the distance you can go to. That's like one of the big things I like about New World too, you know?
Oh my goodness. It's a UE5 surprise. Oh.
That actually startled me.
I hope you guys enjoyed this little glimpse of a new biome, a new area, the announcement for Unreal Engine 5. There's a lot of amazing and exciting things coming up in 2022.
That is crazy.
The team has been hard
this looks really good.
In prepping for Alpha 2, and we cannot wait to show you more of everything we've been working on.
I wonder when Alpha 2 is going to come out.
Hope you all stay well and safe, enjoy the holidays, and have an awesome new year.
The snow effects are like very powerful. Yeah, it comes out 2035. Whenever the game releases, guys. It's gonna come out after Star Citizen.
Oh my god.
Okay. Oh, is there another video?
For those who don't know, Star Citizen, Forever Alpha.
Or is that this? Wait. Oh, are they gonna play 2 videos? Yeah, it comes out after COVID's over. Even better. Oh no. Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay,
now there's like a real demo of the game without Steven Sharif.
Oh no. Oh wow. Okay, now they're gonna get. I wonder if we get to see what the other areas look like besides the snow areas. Yeah, the snow areas and especially the ice. I really like how the reflections on the ice work. I think that's great. I love the little plant monsters too, and the fact that they can't chase you underneath the rocks.
So many frame drops from all the physics involved.
Yeah, that looks really, really nice. Especially if you can cut down the trees. I want to emphasize that. I like how they have really big NPCs as like monsters and shit. It's very important to me.
And people talk a lot about having a really sick graphics card. You're going to need a really intense CPU to perform all the calculations of each little snowflake, each little ray of light bouncing from one place to another. This is going to be a hard game to run if there isn't some significant like performance to quality on that slider.
Damn, dude. I think that guy looks cool. The hole in the chest reminds me too much of the jailer, though. It's a little bit upsetting. Yeah, it's a frost giant, exactly. I like the music a lot too. Like imagine like you listening to this music when you're going down like a dwarven dungeon with like dragons and shit. It's cool. That's a weird ass animal. He's got as much hair as I do.
Ooh.
And the thing is,
Kitty.
like a lot of these
cat stretch.
a lot of these images and everything, they're shown as like this is what you see in game, right? It's not like pre-rendered footage because we just watched it get played.
That was it.
That's badass, dude. That's badass. Imagine over 100 players are in the area. Actually, we had a lot of people in like the Alpha 1, I think that's what it was, and it was fine.
We hope that you all enjoyed it. From the looks of the chat, we think you did.
Yeah, it was great.
But I did see quite a few questions.
Damn.
So, if you don't mind me, Steven, going ahead and asking those.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Where the food's at?
100%.
First and foremost is, how does this upgrade to UE5 affect the Ashes of Creation release timeline? We knew that this question was going to be a question that came up. I saw a couple people asking it.
Yeah, it's a good question. So first, before I get into the question, I just want to say that you know, while we completed the majority of migrating from UE4 to UE5, and officially the entire development team will be on UE5 come the first or second week of January. What we wanted to show you here was that a lot of that legwork had already been done. Now, that doesn't mean that the art teams have had an opportunity to really employ Lumen and Nanite across the entirety of the game yet. But we
I think it'll start to look a lot better too
in the world, and we did incorporate some of the Lumen and Nanite in that giant tower.
I can't even focus on what he's saying with
structure and the dungeon assets that you saw, the entrance stuff. So
delicious.
You're seeing Lumen and Nanite at work there, and obviously, you know, this is going to get in maybe into a little bit more on the technical side. You know, obviously not everybody's interested in hearing a lot of the technical stuff, but you know,
yes, I am.
Into it a little bit.
Yeah, and we do have our recommended specs on our KB articles on our support page. If you want to check that out, that has not changed. But if those do change at any point, we will update them for you guys, and we'll make sure you're all notified of that change.
Absolutely. So on the question of timeline and how moving to UE5 will affect kind of what our internal anticipated delivery date is. So a big portion of this is there's a lot of front-end work that's necessary for us, front-loaded, so to speak, as we're doing the migration over, as we're...
Obviously, it has nothing to do with the game, but they have this pretty background with snowflakes falling, and it's running at like 5 frames per second. Are they running this live stream on a netbook?
Taking a look at our assets and you know, converting them over into Nanite. But
4090.
in the long run, what this provides Ashes of Creation, what it provides the project, is continued support on a new engine from Epic for UE5.
Yeah, they needed to do it.
UE4,
because by the time it came out,
like,
Unreal Engine 4 will be outdated.
2005. And released in, I think it was about 8 or 9 years ago.
Right.
So while UE4 is a great engine, you know,
whenever I say you need a 3090 to play the game, and I'm not talking about the graphics card, I'm talking about the year.
On UE5 that won't necessarily be supported by UE4. And we want to make sure, given the lifespan of Ashes and how long we intend this MMO to last, that when
hopefully
we
it'll be out
made this
before
decision early on during the development process, that we weren't going to exacerbate the amount of effort it would take to move over later in the lifespan or after launch for the MMORPG. So it made most sense for us to do this now during our alpha stage of development, right?
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
There's a few things that are really integral to what Ashes is doing. So first and foremost,
integral?
You know,
integral?
There's large world support that's intended in UE5 that was not present in UE4. Previously in UE4, there were some constraints on the size of an open world that you could have available before you ran into some issues. And, you know, obviously we were supplementing that constraint, which was around 20 kilometers squared, with an underrealm, right? However, one of the other main components that, and UE5 doesn't have that constraint, right? We're able to do a much larger world in that sense. So that's an important aspect. The other thing is the pipeline, the way in which developers work in UE4 was through a sub-level system, right? Where you had to check out a sub-level and only one developer at a time could work within that sub-level. However, UE5 now utilizes...
They have the simultaneous collaboration, so you can have multiple developers working in the same space. It's pretty impressive. Things that don't even go into the game, but facilitate the development of games in Unreal Engine 5 is astoundingly cool.
Is the world loading in cells rather, and
I remember watching
this allows
in the video.
Artists and designers,
like little squares,
working to be able to work in the same level without having to lock it to just one person at a time. That's a huge
that seems like it'll save time.
Benefit,
yeah.
Given the nature of what an MMO is, right, and how much exists really in these sub-levels, or now cells.
Can't wait for my grandchildren to play this game.
It's like basically in Perverse, I have to check something out, and then in order for someone else to check it out, they have to like message me and be like, "Hey, can you check that in so that I can check that out because I need to implement my thing."
Or this person left for the day and they won't be back until the morning, and I need that.
And they checked it out. And checked out. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's a major pipeline improvement in just the sheer capacity.
Well, that sounds like it'll probably be like a net neutral effect.
Pretty much.
So as I was saying, what effect does this have on the timeline of Ashes of Creation? As I said, there's going to be a few months where we're taking stock of everything that needs.
It's not going to make the game come out any faster, but it's going to facilitate more potential in effort, more ability to polish at the time, more eyes on things so that things don't get missed and there's less in the way of like, oh, this was an oversight.
Needs to be migrated over, and we're addressing some of the bugs that come with that type of migration and moving the project over. There's going to be some bugs and stuff that's present. But in the long run, it will significantly improve the development process, and that was a major point in kind of how we came to this conclusion. And just to give you a little bit of background, right?
Wow, that's great.
Obviously, last year,
it's actually good.
We have a very close working relationship with Epic. Great team over at Epic. Very talented individuals, amazing company, and we kind of. It's important for us to always keep on top of the latest technologies. It's important for us to, we pride ourselves in keeping up with that latest tech.
And people have been asking us about Unreal 5 for like ever. I mean,
probably
you guys
since
have
it
been
came
asking,
out.
and
Really,
been
that's what I would
to tell
expect.
You every live stream for the past few months. That we're looking into it, but we don't want to make hasty
Unreal
decisions.
Engine's the future.
Absolutely.
That's the way I see it, man.
We have the luxury of not having to make hasty decisions, right? We don't need to rush.
You have to do it.
The public, that's not going to be a good experience. And ultimately, the purpose of priding ourselves in keeping up with the latest tech is that we can deliver, so that we can deliver the best experience to our players, right? That's a very important, point for us. So, when Alpha 1 ended in August, I commissioned our strike team, which consisted of some artists, our leads.
What's the difference between a strike team and a Tiger team?
Take a look at what it would mean to migrate over to UE5.
Yeah, okay.
And
all right, here we go.
The better part of August and September doing that, and then presenting me with a recommendation, which was unanimous, to make the move to UE5.
I feel like everybody would want to.
UE5 has to offer and the benefits it would bring to the project.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's kind of, over October and November.
No, I would want the game to take longer and be in Unreal 5.
Began to
it seems better for like the long-term health of the game.
Custom code base into UE5, see where there were any major issues. The great thing about UE5 is that it's mainly focused around updating the renderer, right? Giving access to Nanite, Lumen, Global Illumination, like those are big components. There's other great aspects of it, but really it's a front end change, and it doesn't affect our networking layer. It doesn't affect our back end, code. So
it shouldn't.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about the benefits too of it. There are some questions here. Actually, well, let's go through all the UE5 ones, and then I'll ask about some other stuff that people asked in chat. This one's a pretty quick one. Will the upgrade to UE5 affect the supported operating systems? A lot of people are like,
what's this guy trying to run it on Windows 95?
It really doesn't play
what the hell?
What the fuck?
Do you have Windows? You're cool.
Unfortunately, this is the harsh reality of those.
Trying to use 2000 professional.
Is that there's just not a lot of players. There's not a lot of.
He's still using Windows ME.
Users out there.
Yeah, exactly.
From a player base, so it's something that we'll
fucking
evaluate.
DOS.
I haven't ruled it out necessarily. Would see how much work it would take to do that, but
run on a Windows server. Yeah.
Percent of the player base is using
Linux, you idiot.
And we constantly get the console question as well, and we're always telling you guys, like, currently we're focused on PC. You know, if
the
we
death
do
animations are cool with the petals falling apart and everything.
Console, we'll let you guys
That's
know.
cool.
Let's do one thing at a time. Next up, we have, how will the upgrade to UE5 impact the game's required and recommended specs? We just talked about that a little bit, but I don't know if you want to go into more details about that.
Here we go.
You know, the thing about the spec is obviously we want to make the game as accessible to everyone, and in that sense, the scalability settings and the options that players will have to play the game at different quality levels is going to be the big part of that question. Our goal is still to
that's actually something they improved with Unreal 5,
possible.
From my understanding.
I don't yet know what impact it's going to have on our recommended minimum spec.
6090.
I know we have
7090
on that in our knowledge panel and FAQ section of the website. It's possible that may change, and you know, we'll update obviously as soon as we know what those changes are.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they're changed, we'll let you know. We'll post on the support site as well as on the support Twitter and stuff like that. And we'll let you guys know. But right now, as is, that is our min spec. You can go check it out over on our support page. Yeah. Beyond that, I know you kind of talked a little bit about this, but I don't know if you want to. It's a big question.
Okay,
and
here we go.
We could be here all day talking about it, but what is the process for upgrading from UE4 to UE5? People are kind of wondering.
Well, they put everything from UE4 into UE5.
That's a big question.
Is it
I mean, I don't know.
You want a tutorial on how to create games in Unreal Engine? Go on Udemy. What the hell?
It seems kind of obvious to me.
You know,
you just take all the stuff in Unreal 4
and
put it in Unreal 5.
With you know, vetting what aspects of our code base and project.
How hard can it be?
In part of this migration, that's something that
you just do it.
Have obviously been spearheading as part of October and November's work. Got a lot of that addressed, especially by McP. He did a great job on that front. So, you know, I think that
just Control C, Control V.
Some blog
yeah, chat does it all the time.
So, is this like an art director? And am I hearing it right? Is his name McP?
Kind of details out what that process looked like. Moving from UE4 to UE5, it might be something that we do in collaboration with Epic and they, you know, showcase. We'll see, but you know, it is a comprehensive process, and you know, it does have implications on the art side. You know, we have a significant amount of assets that have, you know, been created, obviously, for Ashes of Creation being as large of a game as it is, and you know, there's going to be some taking stock of those and seeing what's compatible from an Nanite perspective as well, utilizing chaos. And
yeah, I totally understand all this.
That we want to take advantage of.
Of course, absolutely.
A little bit of front end time, like I said, front loaded time to do.
All right. Now to go into some more things. Are we using UE5 early access or waiting for the full release? I think we're using early access. Obvious that we're using the early access. And now I'm going to go into like kind of some questions in regards to like what are some of these pieces that are beneficial for us.
Okay.
So obviously the first part is what is Nanite and how will that
stuff
improve
that
the visual
looks
effects
better
that people are seeing
because it
right
would
here
look
on the stream,
more good.
Yeah, absolutely. Nanite brings us really an entirely new approach to rendering and art workflows. You know, now we can render more actors with extremely high detail while eliminating the need to bake out normal map textures. For artists, essentially, you know, what this means is that they can import high quality sculpted meshes directly into Unreal 5 without really having to reduce the poly count, making the workflow more efficient while simultaneously.
I still think that that blink thing is really cool.
Yeah, they basically have implemented a feature that allows the compression to happen in the engine itself when necessary, rather than having to compensate and dumb things down for the system. So they can just do photorealistic polygon meshing. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Stop it. But the fact that we're at a point in time when you can take something photorealistic and put it into a virtual world, I love this time.
For example, the tower scene that you saw, That's made up of over, I think it's like 5 or 6 million polygons. So the level of detail that the assets would normally have had to
How many polygons is it made out of?
Are automatically handled by Nanite. You know, it's a pretty powerful tool.
How many polygons depends how many dittos there are.
Awesome.
I'd say at least 5.
Here, and I think after this question, I may have another video that I want to show people, and then we'll talk about that as we're showing that video.
Okay.
So what is lumen, and how will that improve the lighting?
Those
it's
are
lighting.
Flashlights.
Lumen gives us
it's like the lighting system, right?
Much more realistic approach to lighting. Utilizes a dynamic global illumination. That, as you can see in
they
the video,
showed that with like the rocks
really
falling down in the first preview.
The world to life,
I think.
The previous global illumination methods, such as ray tracing, GI, were too expensive, but Lumen helped solve that problem in Unreal 5. The global illumination essentially stimulates light by bouncing off of a surface and reflecting that light and the color from the surface into the surrounding area. So Lumen's effects are most noticeable in dungeons.
Okay.
It does a better job than the Skylight Actor, which historically was exclusively used for world indirect illumination everywhere. Skylight, you know, captures the lighting contribution of the sky, except the direct light coming from the sun, and it uses that in a dungeon. It was very inaccurate, right? So what it boils
I wonder if after Endwalker, the next saga in Final Fantasy will be to go to the sun.
And essentially what it boils down to is that Lumen is going to greatly improve the visual fidelity and performance of the game. With a reduced work and effort that's required by the art team, making Ashes of Creation.
You can only log on at night.
Than in UE4.
Because that way it's not as hot.
Oh
wait, you already had to do that because of the queues.
Someone asked those, and then we'll go into this video that I want to show you guys.
All right, here we go.
So the first question is, as you're kind of seeing in this video, well, earlier you were seeing it, Stephen had showcase some of the new locomotion changes that are happening, which is when he's like climbing on things and touching objects and interacting with them, and jumping over them or under them.
Here we go.
How do you think that those locomotion changes will affect PvP? Some of the PvPers were concerned, had a little bit of concern in regards to that.
Sure.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, now the real questions.
I think obviously the intent behind anything we implement in the game is going to be towards the end of our systems. PvP is a very important system in Ashes of Creation. So as we kind of play with this new ability from a design perspective, you know, we're going to want to make sure obviously it doesn't impact negatively the idea of PvP. So really what it provides, in my opinion, as a person who enjoys PvP, is it adds additional dynamics to what is possible from your opponent or from yourself. You know, if there's a ledge and jumping off that ledge is going to deal a lot of damage to me when I hit the ground, and that puts me at a significant disadvantage, maybe I have an option to jump off the ledge at a point where I can mantle onto the side of a cliff or
and
something.
then if they jump off, they can't mantle onto the same cliff and they fall off and die and lose one stock. I've seen this before.
Easily, but I didn't have to take the fall damage per se. Or
Super Smash Brothers.
And,
yeah.
You know, I'm going to take a significant reduction in speed so that I can crouch and make it past that, and now I have a effective, you know, line of sight has been obstructed as a result of that decision. You know, I think it adds interesting elements to the
good
battlefield, and you know the key here is going to be making sure that it's not cumbersome, that it doesn't feel.
It's going to eliminate the I know how to sequence my abilities more efficiently than you because I've practiced it. You're going to be subject to the elements of where you're fighting, and if the environment screws you over, it is what it is.
You know, opposite of
it's like a New World. You go prone, people can't see your little thing over your head.
That's something that's going to take some finesse. It's something that's going to take some testing. It's something that we're going to prototype with. But the functionality that's been implemented with the efforts of Alex Cudoli, one of our senior engineers, and our lead animator, Chris Myers, you know, they've done a great job in getting this implemented. And now it is a tool in the tool set that design has to work with. And is it possible that we might come back and design says, look, there wasn't a way for us to make these additional functionalities congruent with our flow of PvP? Yeah, of course, there's always that potential. but you know, it's been interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what happens
thus far.
All right, and then the next question here we have is UE5 going to change any aspect of class abilities, spells, etc. that need to be completely reworked?
I would assume probably not.
No. Why would it? It just makes things look better, guys.
Not that I can think of, no.
Okay, I was right about that one.
One thing that might be incorporated as part of the class skills and abilities, you know, going forward is the application of Lumen and how those abilities from a visual effects
how they
standpoint
look, yeah,
kind of interact with the surrounding area and
exactly.
its illumination. That could be interesting. But from a functionality standpoint, no, I wouldn't say that there's going to be any implications from a change to UE5.
Yeah.
After they finish this, I want to watch my old video on it.
I'm being a little critical, but that was a pretty ignorant question.
The UE5 specific questions that were being asked in chat.
And compare it.
Because I think some folks were a little confused about like whether this is going to affect our timeline in the long run of things. And basically, to like kind of recap what Steven was saying is, in the forefront right now, we will have a couple months where we are fixing bugs and as we integrate and change over to UE5. But in the long run, this is actually going to save us much more time. One of the examples that he gave is a really good example of being having multiple artists be able to work and check out a area and work on that. That means multiple people can be working on that area at the same time. Versus
that seems
right now,
like it makes sense. That's
they
good.
Would, or not right now. Previously, when we had UE4, only one person could check out those places at a time in order to build out the world.
Lots of
so
unique animations. Yeah, I know.
As an example, he gave a few other.
Like for people who may not understand that, if you're working on a specific file, you can't simultaneously be collaborating, or else you end up with two different versions that conflict, and they don't have the ability to merge. So now, in real time, you're able to there is no merging. It's just you're working on the same file. Any additions you make within that universe are happening for everyone. It's like a game you're playing as a developer. It's kind of wild.
Other examples as well. We are going to be, in the long run, able to produce the project in a much faster timeline.
Yeah, I think it's important to note.
Going to be so crucial for updates and new content.
That, you know, our objective with Ashes of Creation is to create an amazing game that is going to, in the words of Sid Meier, stand the test of time. Right?
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a huge Sid fan.
I love Ashes games. Their development team is cool too. Good people.
I know. So in that sense, you know, we're not compelled by some, you know, publisher imposed launch date or some investment board, you know, coming and saying this has to be done by this day.
Couldn't imagine that.
The focus here for me and for our team is to create a product that the users are going to love, that you guys in the community have been asking for a long time. Something that's not inundated with pay-to-win mechanics, something that you know, is not predatory in monetization, that doesn't have, you know, aspects of gameplay and MMO, something that answers the call of MMO players, right? And in doing that, we want to make the best product possible. UE5, from a support standpoint, is very important in that regard. Right?
Yeah, they have to move to it. They have to do it.
They're talking about future-proofing themselves because they have a sincere confidence that they're going to be able to create a game that is so approachable for everyone. I'm slowly being hooked here. Obviously, there's no game to be played as of yet. There was the early alpha, but that was in a different engine, etc. Not everything is a finished product. It's going to take a lot of polish, but depending on the timeline and what's going on in my own life, I might find myself being an early adopter to this. It's pretty promising.
I have said since
just common sense,
or since the end of 2019, that the game is going to be ready when it's ready, and we're going to keep you abreast of the updates, the changes, the development, the progress every month, as we've done, and our amazing community team has helped to facilitate, right? Yeah. So you guys get to see the game evolve and the game come to life over time. And you know, one of the promises that I want to keep is that launch is not going to be mired in problems. That
Sid Meiered?
the game is going to stay true.
I don't know if you should have said that. Clip that, bro.
We'll have bugs. Everyone has bugs.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think the player base knows what I'm talking about with certain games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That should not have been launched when they were launched.
Yeah, that's true.
We've seen a lot of games
Got
with
him.
server problems, and I think that's why we focus so much on those
Shots
server
fired.
stability problems and issues during our Alpha 1 and previous pre-alpha testing.
I want to make sure I'm not trying to be salty, and I'm not trying to like call out any specific games because
you're right, because they all have the problem.
If you've been an
It's
MMO
all of
player
them.
for any amount of period of time, you have experienced the games that should have been kept in the oven
not
a little
even
longer.
MMO games.
No, yeah, it's
Yeah.
This
Launch days are rough.
It's not just launch days. It is the
Cyberpunk,
project
New
themselves
World.
that needed more time to develop.
Oh, for
It's a
sure.
lot.
Launch day problems are understood. That's fine. We know there's going to be. I think players.
You're
are
saying
pretty
when like
forgiving.
a project launches and isn't quite ready for launch, it's getting rushed because of timelines.
I think
yeah.
players are going to be forgiving of launch issues, especially when those launch issues are derived from high player populations, right? And being inundated with a lot of players. I think we're really forgiving of that. But when you get into
Final
the details
Fantasy
of the game's designs, when you get into the details
True.
of what bugs made it past QA, like those types of things, anyways, my point is that long-term gains in the development process, we feel, and the assessment feels, are going to make up for the short-term front-loaded work that's necessary for this migration.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I guess the follow-up question to that, because I do
Does this mean the next alpha test will be delayed?
Even on
I wonder.
non-stream days. Is in regards to the long-term aspect of it, funding, I think, is always the concern there. Obviously, you've said that, we're not going to launch till we're ready. So basically, until Steven's like, I love this game, it is my future, and I'm going to play it every day of my life.
That's right.
We're not launching. And so what coincides with that is, how are you funding that? And I think a lot of people have questions in regards to that. I don't know if you're willing to share that aspect of it.
The bottom line is
he's self-funding and they're taking money.
I am curious to know about this, because to not have a publisher breathing down your neck who's paying the salaries, how many passionate workers do you have, and how are you avoiding the turnover of people just being like, I don't want to be on this project anymore. I've got a life to live. I want it, like, somewhat greedy mentality, but going where the money is. But maybe people just have drank the company Kool-Aid and are really supporting this project for the long term, and they just see the light at the end of the tunnel, because it looks good. I mean, dang.
Success and completion, and that means that when it comes to funding for the additional years that perhaps were not planned for, that's coming out of mine and John's pocket. And we're okay with that, because what we see in front of us is not only a team of extremely talented individuals, but also a community that is extremely passionate about the project and wanting to see it come to fruition.
Yeah, there you go. Easy.
It's not just about what our
just spend more money.
Are, John and myself being MMO players.
Rich? Yeah. They got a lot of money.
Really, it's about the fact that we've created a following, a community of players who want the same thing or similar to the same thing.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And that's something that's at the forefront of my mind anytime I walk into work, is how is what we're doing today going to impact the players tomorrow?
I mean, let's be realistic. This is not a green screen element that he's sitting in front of. This is his place. The man's got money.
That's a very
ready means leaving your girlfriend or wife and kids to devote your life to the game. Yeah.
And
Clearly.
I believe, based on the millions of players we already have pre-registered for the game, that Ashes of Creation is going to be one of the most successful and largest launches in MMO history. So,
I hope so.
I think,
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Let me just tell you real quick, I operate real well under pressure, so please bring on all the pressure. But yeah.
That's another clip, boys. CFO. That's not a cap. That's a clip. Clip it.
We'll see. There's a lot of new people. If you're new here, give us a good follow. And follow us on all of the other places on YouTube.
John is technically our president and CFO.
Oh, president and CFO.
Yes, that's right.
And as folks said in chat, that's also Steven's husband.
Yes, this is true.
But
I didn't know that.
Work with your husband.
Yeah, I think so. It can be both intense and also fun. All right, so I think that covers the questions, and I think I've did enough follow-up on some of the ones that weren't clear to folks.
Okay.
So if you have others, feel free to pop those into chat, and I will snag them.
Everyone in the chat going crazy because the guy's gay.
And I want to show...
In a good way. It's a supportive crazy, but a lot of people are going like, oh, Steven's gay? I mean, hello?
Show off this other video that we have.
I know all right. Here we go. Another video. Let's do it.
He's like,
if you want to give a little bit of a preface of what people are about to see, and then we'll showcase it and talk over the video as we're
all right, here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we gave actually a little bit of an update on this stuff back in, what was it, September or was it October?
It was, I believe, September, yes.
Got it. So this was about essentially, you know, how we're going to perform from a rendering perspective all of the characters we want to see in battle on screen, right? Now, obviously, this goes above and beyond what most players are going to want to see anyways, right? You're probably only ever going to see a few hundred on your screen at a given time. But the idea is for us to create, I mean, our objective was 250 versus 250.
Yeah, this is with the big battles.
Accomplished a significant majority of that objective. In Alpha 1,
so
we had
Steven's
castles.
Like, more.
Well,
you can see him back there.
You want to put, I mean, you know, the technology that allows us to scale, right, scales to a point. And I think that point is beyond what our objective was, and that's a good thing.
Well, great.
So now let's
that's good.
Push it. And part of what Clayton Stamper has been working on, who's one of our engineers,
250 versus 250
with regards to
that's a lot of fucking people.
The player materials, which was previously, you know, requiring, you know, drop.
That's like as many people in like our org grades.
Bracer, shoulder, leg.
What's cool about 250 versus 250 is the sheer chaos and the level of coordination in a PvP fight to be effective against an opposing army. I anticipate that a lot of those matches are going to be utterly chaotic and disorganized, but there will be a lot of value in being able to organize as many people as possible and have pre-established strategy, methods of communication, methods of like calling out a play and being like, all right, flank left with team A and team B, push up the mid. Like, dang, it's gonna be cool.
Legs, boots, helmet, face, body, you know, that's all now been combined into a single material. And every single character is rendered using a single material.
Yeah, that I remember he talked about this before.
You know,
that was a really good idea.
The GPU only gets to expect one.
It doesn't
call
individually
per player
render
instead of the
characters
one call per piece of equipment on that player. So I don't know if we have the video of his update.
Yeah, I'll play it while we're
okay. All right, let's.
I like that. I know it's a bit technical, but memory optimization.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in September we showcased that merge materials shader.
Damn.
Calls from 12 previously per player.
That's a lot of dudes.
Draw call per player by accepting material parameters from each modular section, the gloves, the legs, as I described before.
Holy shit! Look at all those people.
Was, excuse me, implementing that.
This game is for 3090 users
so
only.
Could change pieces of armor and have that update the material parameter dynamically.
Wow.
The final step, which is what you're seeing now, was extracting that code from the player and re-implementing it in a generalized way.
Oh my god, that's a lot of people, man.
In the game that needs a modular appearance. So what you're seeing here showcases the new modular appearance component, which can combine any set of meshes and materials into a single mesh and single material at runtime. What you're looking at is over 1,300 different entities, different actors. These are simulated players, essentially. Previously, you saw the example.
Wow.
They were just standing still. There was no animation. There was no effects. There was no environment.
It was 1,000,
right? And it was 1,000, right?
Yeah.
This is 1,300 playing animations, playing effects. Now, this isn't, again,
oh my god.
Plus the environment, which is nanite in this example.
That's a lot of fucking people.
So
they're all the same. Yeah, that's one way they do it.
Moving around and doing something, and you're seeing
all right, that looks really cool.
At about 30 on Clayton's rig, which I think is running at 1080. and obviously all
I told him I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
A 1080 only on this?
I want to take some
Damn.
Dramamine before you watch.
So I bet mine would run it way better.
The merge
my old
process,
computer
by the way,
had
here
1080
is multi-threaded, and it won't cause any hitching thanks to something that's...
They have a frame rate counter where my cam is. It's like 40 to 50.
From characters to
oh my
mounts,
god,
weapons,
look at that.
boats. Since this was built as a...
And people might be judgmental about this demo, but the dynamic camera movement combined with all the things being rendered on screen, in addition to having far beyond the number of animated, albeit simulated, actors performing at the same time, 1,300. They're talking about 250 versus 250. Less than half. Damn.
A data-driven.
Bro,
I'm
imagine
impressed.
flying in there on a flying mountain, just breathing fire on everybody, killing them.
Any object without support from engineering, which is a big process
Super
aspect.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're seeing in this demo isn't players; they're entities. As I said before, they have 2 to 3 modular different appearance components attached to them, with data telling each component to generate a random character appearance and play combat animations.
Okay. New World kind of does this too.
Applied to the actual siege, that each player,
with
will
colors.
have modular appearance components for their body. They'll also have modular appearance components for their custom-built weapons and riding a mount, with custom appearances as bred through the animal husbandry system, all of which are running on a single draw call, and that allows the GPU to render modular meshes pretty efficiently. So this is work to accommodate the rendering side. So this isn't server side stuff, right? This is rendering. This is your computer showing you other players and how many other players we can show you, and the different costumes that they'll wear and the different mounts that they'll have, and still be performant, right? It's one thing to say we're going to have 500 player battles, and it's another thing to only see 30 people at a given time in that 500 player battle. So we want to make sure that we're able to allow players to really see these massive battles. Hopefully that explains a lot.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
People did have was in regards to network traffic and the impact of having that many players on it. I know that's separate from the UI stuff.
If you're playing on Wi-Fi, get good.
That's a totally different thing than even what we're seeing here, right?
Yeah.
That's
I like this scene here. This is cool.
On the back end, on the network layer,
you can
how
see like
we're
a whole thing.
Optimizing the traffic between, the client's computer and the
100% got to play range.
And the server.
Bro, I'm gonna get a big ass sword.
Down to other players. Movement's a big component of that.
With it.
There's a lot of aspects of custom code that's been done from the team to help facilitate these large
Helm's
battles.
Deep feels looks awesome.
From a even starting at design, right, is with the objective of having these large battles. So
exactly.
When we talk about our server
I love those, man.
When we talk about our networking layer, when we talk about those types of things, how they facilitate these ideas of having large player battles.
How you feel like 250 people chasing you down in PvP?
Helped you and answered your questions. And I do see a lot of repeat questions.
It would be nostalgic.
Can answer some of those.
I'll say that.
But yeah,
this is a more technical stream. So
I
apologize for those of you guys who are falling asleep and it's just like, just show me more videos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
and obviously this is going
ADD
a bit longer,
Andes.
So thank you for bearing with us. A little extra longer treat for you this December.
Okay.
I think that's all I have really on the design side, unless you have anything extra.
Yeah, I want to see what the art looks like.
On the engineering,
I know that design and engineering are also working on a lot of other things beyond just what we're showcasing today with Unreal. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's a lot.
How long do we want the stream to be?
Yeah.
I would say one of the other things that probably will be coming up next month or the month thereafter, if it isn't ready by next month, but it probably will be, is a huge update on the character customization.
Cool.
Zach, Adam,
Boob sliders.
Jinsey, Atkins, the animation team with Myers, and there's been a lot of work put into
leaked guys
character customization, getting that ready.
It's really just been me the whole time.
Fun to see. Zach's been sending me examples of and Clayton's been working on that front as well, but has sent me over examples of like custom faces that he's made that are like celebrity faces, just to see the capability. I asked them.
That's cool.
I think I asked them. Was it last month? What is this? December. I asked them at the beginning of this month when I was getting a review update on the character
Dick examples,
part.
yeah.
I was like, you know, one thing we should consider is, as this is ready in a standalone client, to hand out and get people start working on character customization, it'd be great to hand that out to like focus group testers who can go and make like custom examples of celebrities or whatever.
I want to see what I would look like.
Contests.
Like
so,
how close you could get.
We were thinking like we could do like put like some nice photos of like some of our staff and then have a contest to see who could make it as close as possible.
I'd be really concerned about that. Don't include me in the photo. But you know, anyways. But giving that out and seeing what limitations they experience, right? What were they not capable of doing? And then we adjust the parameters of the customization to accommodate those desires.
Sure.
There's a lot of people who like being able to put themselves into the game. I know there's a lot of interesting like facial scanning technology that exists, and I wonder if they'll implement something. Maybe it'll be very approximated, but taking a photo of yourself, submitting it to the character creator, and letting them do their best to bring you into the game. And maybe even like put your face, but like you'd probably have to do a lot of like photos of different sides of yourself so that it would do the best possible job and not just be like a smear. But then you're opening up the opportunity for people to be abusive with it. And take a picture of their crotch or something.
And they did share with me
sounds
a little bit
good,
of an
makes
update
sense.
on that front, but like Steven said, it's not quite ready to share yet. We also have a lot of other things down the pipeline for you guys, some more prototyping that's happening on the on the design side and engineering side. So we will be showcasing those in the future months as we get closer to being ready for that. Without further ado, I think we move on from the design side. We will have these videos available over on our YouTube channel. After this live stream is done, we will have the walkthrough available.
They do an update every month? Yeah, they do. They've been doing it for years.
So you can go ahead and watch that.
I've watched a number of them myself.
Some of the other content will come out later, and the full live stream will probably be up on YouTube tomorrow because it's going to take some time for it to render, especially for how long we're going right now.
Yeah, I think that the 20-minute long video. Is that going up?
Crazy.
I already have it uploaded and ready to go, so I just have to push live when we're done. Yeah.
And that's in 4K. So when the stream is over, feel free to take a look at the YouTube video that we watched here. Again, you can see
subscribe
it in
4K. Over there too. I know a bunch of. I see the stats. There's a bunch of you watching who aren't subscribed.
Is this a miscut video?
She's coming for you.
Call for action.
We were just looking over our monthly reports, and I was like, man, that's a lot of people that aren't subscribed.
Stop staring at my plants.
Thank you for watching. Moving on to environment art. Our environment art team, as we have mentioned previously,
okay, here we go. Let's see it.
Working pretty hard on some cool Empyrean objects as well as Kalar. That's been their focus. They did a bunch of other stuff for previous races in the past, and so now they're just kind of like making the world really feel vibrant and unique per race. And right now, these are the Empyrean ones. You're going to be seeing.
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Dummies, podiums, little spices and wine.
I don't know if I'd want to sit on that one, man.
A stool, which is so pretty.
That's scary. It's a Target dummy.
And a table that
looks a little bit better than the WoW ones.
Yeah, very cool stuff.
I'll say that. It looks good.
Obviously, the more things that we have in the world, the more.
It's a 4-person stool.
Beautiful stuff.
Bro, y'all are fucked up.
To see. We know that a lot of you
want to see. Oh yeah, that's so cool.
Spaces every time there's a new city, so that's definitely something we're trying.
I like that a lot.
Portray, but also keeping them within the racial and cultural kind of guidelines that we've set for ourselves.
That table looks cool too.
With like the materials that they use. And
I went to a castle recently. It had tables like that, like real ones.
How everything comes together is quite beautiful. And then we have the Kalar stuff, which you're going to see is a little bit more black.
Oh, bro, I was looking away. I didn't see
edges and things of that sort.
The chair.
And this is a work-in-progress boat.
Viking longboat.
A few work-in-progress boats
actually
in the past.
More like a Viking short boat.
There's a chest.
It's not very long.
A sofa and some table stuff as well.
No, I didn't go to White Castle. If I did, I would have had to take a few days off because I'd probably get food poisoning. Place sucks.
Just over this last.
I like the chest.
Fired.
Chest looks really nice.
There were Tristan and Mia and Hal.
It's the loot box, yeah.
You know, everybody on the artist, Michael Bacon, everybody on the art teams are incredibly talented. And really threw in a lot of hours over this last week to get.
I feel like the cushions almost look good on the back. My dad has a. Yeah, he has a sofa like that.
The lumen and nanite,
all good.
Features in this little.
Look at that chair. Like, imagine having to sit in that shit chair.
Shout out to them. You guys did an awesome job.
It's just solid wood.
Amazing.
We love you.
We need hearts in chat. Hearts in chat.
Lots of hearts in chat.
It's the best
artists.
chair.
They're quite wonderful people.
See, that one looks good, dude.
We'll move on to our character goodies.
Oh wow!
We have,
bro, I love the cloaks.
This is the vestiges of the steel bloom.
Damn, that looks cool.
A turntable of it as well.
Yeah, I really like capes.
See that. The 3D model.
Oh, yeah, it looks great. Love it.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, it doesn't have a lot of detail, but I think just
Steven's armor, how like reflective things were in the world. It's just quite gorgeous once you see everything like actually in
the males have like a beer belly built into their breastplate.
As you
look at it,
interact, and you know even how weather is going to affect that stuff.
Look at that big old stomach.
Little small details that you notice.
It is a cool detail though. Like not everyone's gonna have the same physique. Obviously, armor has to be custom made per person. So find little details like that to make you feel like each individual guard has their own personality, their own life. That's cool.
And I think this one
they showed that one before
as well, which is the Carmine Carapace.
I like this one a lot. This is cool. It reminds me of the ebb and scale reach NPCs in New World.
In game as well, with in-game lighting.
Yeah.
When you're
I had that on in the in-game.
That's authentic. I actually don't know what authentic samurai armor would look like, to be honest.
Very.
I don't know if they use spears either.
Very cool. The face really reminds me of Shredder.
Yeah, it should be.
Seriously,
much like
actually, yeah.
Ninja Turtles.
And then we have the Moonstrider, which you also saw in game. Here are some like more high-res images of the Moonstrider.
Okay.
With someone riding them, and a new hairstyle if you hadn't seen the hairstyle.
This was one of the first.
Well, how are we gonna see?
One of the first mounts actually that we concepted.
But is he too cool to see?
Before me.
With that mount, what they should do is they should make it to where like as soon as you move forward on your character, it just randomly fucking moves. It's just like you can't control the mount. It just randomly fucking moves.
And last, but
that would be really funny.
I have a couple more. We have the pet, the wretched.
Okay, what's the pet?
Let's go here.
Oh.
Wretched.
Little flower boy.
Those are cool. I like that.
Rafflesia. There we go.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I'm like I designed this, but.
She got from software design a few models.
English is hard.
That would be really cool.
But really cool. Very neat. And you kind of got to see this in game.
Somebody said, "Feed me, Seymour."
Plant Goblin, yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that vibe for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Funny.
And then moving on, you saw Steven riding this bad
See, this
boy,
is this is the dragon.
Canopy.
I really like the wood that it's made out of. The dragon's
like
made out
little
of.
model piece that
I think it's super cool that they did that.
Tabletop stuff.
Oh yeah.
Looks so.
You don't see those a whole lot.
Effects needed on that. I told Jim it might be cool if after some of
that's not a dog. It's a flying dog.
Particles.
Leaf particles.
Also known as a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks cool, dude.
I liked to imagine this as, you know, you see
wings are like.
I like the wings that are so veiny and detailed, and like it's almost there's symmetry, but it gives this like maple leaf look. And I'm wondering if certain mounts can have. It'd probably be too complicated, but imagine the wear and aging where like maybe parts of the wing are torn over time and things like that, but so specific.
Kind of floating down the sky from far away, but as it gets closer you're like, that's not a leaf.
Yeah.
That's not a leaf.
That's not a leaf.
It's a leaf dragon.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So Manny worked on this one, which is cool.
Yeah, great job, Manny.
Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. I really, really like the dragon.
And I believe
I'm sure I'll be able to ride him. For sure.
Canadian dragon.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much for
okay,
putting
let's
all
get
the
the Q&A.
for our artists. They are quite amazing. We try to showcase some of the stuff.
Canadian dragon. Yeah, there you go.
And, you know, we'd be here forever if we showed off every art piece. Plus,
Oh,
we
man.
keep some stuff a little bit more.
I love when that happens.
You know, exciting for you guys to experience as you see them in game. And I think there have been some questions.
Did you pre-order the game? No, I haven't yet.
Cosmetic items and that front. I think we've explained this quite a few times, but just to kind of reiterate that.
Okay, yeah, people always ask.
Come up more recently because
especially with Lost Art coming out.
Community. Really, what you're helping us do, if you decide to do that, you do not have to back or support us. We completely understand if you don't want to. You know, put your money where your mouth is, type of thing. But I think that from our perspective, we're going to be creating these creatures, we're going to be creating these NPCs, we're going to be creating these buildings to build out the world and the cultures of our world. And really what you're doing is just helping support that. Each one of those creatures is creatures that fills the world. Each one of those buildings are buildings that are going to, you know, make the world come to life.
$700.
So we're going to need a lot of those.
Well, I believe in the vision.
These are allowing us to kind of
I got the money. Why wouldn't I?
And do them a lot faster.
Why wouldn't I want to support the
and we're
genre?
Going to do it anyway.
That I like.
As I have said many times in the past, the whole
purpose
what
else would I do with the
of
money?
Development process being transparent, being open, is that you
There's
don't
nothing wrong with
have
that.
to buy a package actually to participate. You can be a voice from the community. You can observe people playing. You can give your experiences and feedback.
Give it to me then.
Or you cannot. Nobody should feel that they have to back the project to see it come to life. It's coming to life regardless of that.
That's good.
You do it because you want to support us, and that's fine. And if you don't want to, that's also fine as well. We want to hear your voice, and we want you to be part of
It's not a matter of want. It's a matter of ability.
the community. So that's
I want to.
aspect. Nothing we offer in the pre-order packages are power driven. They don't give any competitive advantage to an individual.
You should only play Final Fantasy
You
XIV.
can observe the alpha tests.
I've heard that
beta
before.
Tests, and learn what other people who are participating in those tests can learn.
And people won't just be able to use those cosmetics like right off the bat at level 1. I think that's that's what people think is going to have to happen. You have to own the item,
you have to earn them.
And the item has to have a cosmetic slot on it that correlates with that
item.
So
that's actually
like you're
that's cool.
100 million people running around with
that
it.
way you don't have like level 1s looking like wizards and shit.
You hear us say this 1,000 times.
That's a good idea.
But we obviously always have new people who join the community, and we want to make sure that they're aware of that as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate it because I did notice like on Reddit and a few other spaces that it was coming up again.
No, it's a good point actually.
Our community team's amazing. They've already been replying to those comments, and I saw that even you guys as community members have been doing that. So we really appreciate you reiterating that message for us.
It's super. I've said this in the past. I'll say it again. We have an amazing community already, and the game hasn't even launched. So you guys,
there's a lot of people that have been paying attention to this game, man.
Users,
a whole lot.
Give them the links to the knowledge bases so that they can catch up. The cool video links, like being a welcoming community, is a very good thing. And really, it's what MMOs are all about.
No, not 100 billion players per server.
100 billion.
I'm exaggerating.
How many servers are there?
Goodness. Did you say 100 million players per server?
I was joking. I don't even think I said server, but people took it that way. So
2 servers?
I'm like, no.
That's not even half the people in the world, though.
No, not like this.
The technology.
Okay,
let's move on to our questions, and then we'll wrap up. This has been a long one.
Here we go.
So thank you all for enduring it with us. And we hope that you really have enjoyed it, and that we've answered a lot of your questions.
Steven, is the game gonna have mouths?
Here live, a lot of them are probably repeat questions. So if you asked a question in the forums,
can I buy
will
gold?
be replying to that thread today. All my staff is gone, so I have to do it today. But I will be replying and answering your questions. So if you didn't get answered here live,
here we go.
Check that. And
Steven, what day is the game coming out? I want to tell my manager.
Escort quest.
So I can take the day off.
Are there escort quests planned where the escortee is walking and running at the same movement speed we are? So often in a lot of MMORPGs, you'll be like, you'll have an escort question.
Escort
like,
quest.
Oh my God, I have to walk
question.
Like,
that's good.
Slow with this person.
Somebody got triggered.
They're running too fast, and you have to keep.
You know that they wrote this question after they failed one.
I foresee these. you know, if there are escort-oriented quest lines,
you should like match your speed,
utilizing different speeds at different portions of the escort. I think that makes it interesting. But short answer is yes, there are going to be different speeds that are going to be utilized. So you might be walking through one area, and then
that beam is really cool.
You might have to keep up.
Everybody in the alpha used it, but I didn't. I went melee.
You know, ambushes that are intended along the design path, right? Like if you don't address that ambush in a quick manner, your escortee has already started running off to the next thing, and now he's getting ambushed by the next thing, right?
Oh my gosh, the chat's like, can I kill the person I'm escorting? You guys are so mean.
I mean, maybe you can. Who knows?
That'd be good. Yeah.
What if
choose your own adventure?
Had a pass or fail, and both were legitimate rewards in the sense that, right? Perhaps if it fails and you kill no, I'm just joking. But if you kill the person,
some other person finds out that you killed them and is like, hey.
Or not even that.
That's actually a cool idea.
Not corruption points. Maybe you accrue like negative.
That's a Sigma grind set thing. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Escort them.
Might be
escort them to the grave.
A predicate for you to accept a more seedy quest line in the back alleys of a node, like, you know, you might have to hit
Witcher
a certain
does that?
negative
I don't know
reputation
that. I haven't played it a whole lot.
You get some bad
Don't tell them
actors
that, Steven. They're gonna do. There's some people out there that are gonna do some evil stuff just because they want to find it.
Yes.
He's like, yes.
People will figure it out.
I mean, it's good because you know,
movement's still work in progress.
We were having a discussion
I would assume so.
Yeah. Jeremy Guest,
because I think parallel movement, like lateral movement, is not really that good
on a perfection basis, right? The more you know.
Like the speed of the character's movement doesn't match the
that you complete. You get
the way the feet move.
But if you get low or bad reputation, you could be deemed enemy of the state of a node. You could be deemed
that would be cool.
Kind of a bad actor, and it might raise prices for
Reminds
you.
me of Fable.
Might open up certain quest lines that you know, the darker, seedier side of the world.
I remember me and Cody played Fable. We married the.
Fable's such a good game, but so many years in the past, like not really a good comparison here.
Right, we married the block.
And in terms of the locomotion and how it affects speed in the game, unfinished product. You can't really judge, right? But as it stands now, yeah, he's got a point.
On girl with big boobs.
Basis, right? It's
you
not,
see thieves.
You're not just
and I don't know if we even finished the game, but
sorry,
we pretty much did.
It's okay. People like it. Our next question is from Nolsey.
Everyone did? Yeah.
Nolsey. Let me know how I'm supposed to pronounce that. It's about dueling. Will you be able to initiate a duel within a freehold or a city?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Won't be considered a part of the flagging system, right? The duels are going to be a self-contained event that gets opted into by the inviter and the participants, and that's
okay. That's cool. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah, none of this like, oh, you can't duel here. We have to go outside. Just let us duel where we want to. Especially when you're involving aspects of the environment to affect the depth of those fights. We want to try as many different places as possible to see where we have success and failure.
Right. It's a little, the guards look at you in the city and they're like, oh my god, not these LARPers again.
Married my wife? Yeah, I don't have a problem sharing. It is what it is, man.
I call upon you.
Don't worry about it.
For a battle. Duel me at dawn.
Slap the player. Yeah, exactly.
Slap you with a sand.
Meet me behind the dumpster at 3:30.
No.
I think like they shouldn't let you duel like in the middle of the settlement.
Whenever there's like a duel, we should include.
I like the WoW rules for dueling.
The guards as they walk by.
I don't.
Not these LARPers again. You know, I don't know. It'd be funny.
It's our wife.
We
yeah.
should have a sandal duel as just like a fun. Just slap each other with a sandal. It's like the melee version.
You have a place where everybody goes to duel.
All right, our next
question that would be
is
cool.
From Nostra.
A fighting ring of sorts would be interesting. Like if there were established places where it was popular to duel, but I don't think it should be restrictive. If anything, like, maybe there's an option for players not participating in the duel where it's like phase out people dueling. I don't know.
Who wants to know about siege scrolls? Do completed siege scrolls expire, or can you hoard them forever?
No,
so can you do the quest line and keep them?
So they do expire, and the method right now is when you complete a quest line and you're going to receive the scroll, you must stipulate the node that scroll is valid for. and then there is a lifetime on the scroll.
Oh, so you can't just like hold a bunch of them and then just like turn in everything for a bunch of reputation.
The scrolls are
that's smart
by you at completion of quest with a name on it.
Dark Souls Fight Club? Yeah. Right. Like after Pontiff,
and
I
George
think,
Black
right?
and Pickadoliver want to know about max level.
And by the way, the mayor is made. I'm sorry, real quick. The mayor is made aware of what scroll has been generated if their node is the one that's named on the scroll. So, like, you may not have placed it yet, and it has a lifetime.
So they can
but the mayor gets some informant that tells them.
I want to be the mayor.
Hey, someone's out there.
I was the mayor in Alpha.
For you right now, so you better be prepared.
Or you can try to diplomacy your way out of the situation if you can figure out who it is.
Interesting.
Okay.
She was like, "Yeah, that's not happening."
If someone goes through the effort
I don't know where this came
the
from.
Scroll, it's unlikely they're going to do.
You know, this could kill 5 dolphins.
Are pretty ballsy. They're like, "Look what I got." They're waving it around. So, George Black and Pickadoliver want to know about max level. As an MMO player, what do you consider a good carrot on a stick to keep players once you've reached max level /
Ooh, watermark.
Yeah, I think
the high watermark.
You know, there's a lot of elements and different progression paths in the game.
Daily chests that you can loot.
Accomplishments through the crafting system and becoming a master of the economy. Whether it be political player-driven systems and achievements and trophies that you can hold on to or lose, like castles, aspiring to become mayor, you know, the types of wars and you know, different PvP elements.
No daily quests?
You know, the
I don't have a problem with daily quests that much, honestly. I really don't, as long as they're not like pseudo-mandatory.
Right, absolutely. There's the way that
like
Ashes
Final Fantasy daily quests for like beast tribes. I like that.
From a PvX perspective,
daily quests for Korthia, I don't.
That players have interest in.
See what I mean?
You're not going to be able to, you know, become the master of everything, right? So you're going to have to pick and choose. But even picking and choosing,
one matters, the other one doesn't.
Place within that aspect of the world, at a place that's going.
Oh, this part's cool. I think. Is this it? It could be.
And a lot of those are player-driven and are cyclical in nature of the game.
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
right?
Watch him jump over this.
They don't necessarily have an end-game state, right? Because that can fluctuate, that can change.
Almost fell.
Moment to moment.
Reminds me of Wailing Caverns.
It's those types of fluctuations. It's those types of you know, unexpected outcomes that keep you involved, that keep you interested, that keep you emotionally invested in the outcome of.
I hope the story for this game is good too.
Aspects.
And you can totally go out and be a fisherman. I think someone was mentioning that in chat. You can totally do that. Just be careful. There might be some pirates out there.
New World
or some
refugees.
Big creatures in the ocean causing
Pirates
some commotion.
Are big fishes. Yes.
I doubt it. Yeah, story's hard to get right for MMOs.
Dante, Machiavelli, and they want to know about costumes.
Just because...
Will there be any cosmetics?
Like, if you're going to make stories as individual as possible, that's a really complicated tree of options that is hard to flesh out and maintain and continue into longevity. It would have to end at a point. So it's better for it to be a little more uniform and then keep that carrot on a stick aspect for other things in the game.
Or armor pieces that are more revealing than the default appearance of a character when they're not wearing anything?
Than the default appearance. What does that mean? Like, if you were, is there?
He's trying to see if the Final Fantasy community is interested in playing the game.
Swimsuit. I don't know. I'm not sure about their exact specifics.
He's like,
we're gonna have more showy body part armor.
I mean, there's going to be, there's probably going to be armors, or probably not. I don't know. There's going to be probably armors or costumes or clothing sets that you can, you know, wear that are going to be more revealing, but they're not going to be you being naked. That's a different type of game.
Yeah.
I know.
That's Goldshire, Elwyn Forest. Stay there.
Oh, we keep getting people asking about sliders for certain body parts and stuff too.
Oh, there might be sliders. Yeah, but you're not sliders.
We're not rated for mature. We're definitely trying to make sure
wrong with sliders.
Our game is accessible to a variety of people.
Yeah.
And that is all of our questions for today.
Ooh.
So we've
I guessed we would make it to 12:30, and it's 12:35. It's not bad.
Well, how about that?
I messaged Steven. I was like, I think
it's
that we could do it in an hour, but if
yeah,
we keep tangenting, we'll probably
that's what we want
for sure. But I think we're good. It's kind of our last day of the
I can't believe they actually I can't believe she actually brought that up.
Today is the last day of the work week, and then we're off until January 3rd.
Yes, that's very generous of you and John to give that to the team. I know everyone at the company has been very thankful. So yeah, so I think that's it for our December development update. We had a lot of stuff to showcase to you all.
Happy employees do better work.
Our teams have all been working very, very hard on everything. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sharing information with other people. We saw a lot of new faces today too. So for those of you who are just joining in, there's a lot of places to keep in touch
absolutely
with us.
In our culture,
you can follow us on all of our social platforms. Discord and forums. We're talking to people daily, even on all of our social platforms with Twitter,
gaping asshole
Facebook,
slider,
YouTube. You can follow us right here on Twitch, so you don't miss out on any future streams. But yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. We're keeping in touch with you guys on a daily basis. We continue to put out content, so
that's
if
crazy.
you're interested in following along with our journey, please do so. And of course, we will have another one of these in January. We're probably going to go back to our normal last Friday of the month time frame. These last few months have been a little bit weird because of the holidays, so we appreciate you guys kind of working around our schedule a little bit.
Of course.
We hope you all have a wonderful holiday and New Year.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys had an awesome year, and next year is going to be amazing for Ashes, and I hope it's going to be amazing for you guys as well. We really love and appreciate all of your support, tuning in each month and participating in our discussions and being on the Discord. And
very interesting.
It means a lot to us, and it is a big motivation factor for everyone on the team. So we love you guys, and we hope you have an awesome holidays and a great New Year.
Yeah, we don't get to express the thanks from all of our team, but seriously, it's very, very loving. It means a lot to them, and we try to share as much as we can with them, all of the wonderful things that you guys say, and we send out reports every month to showcase a lot of all of that as well. So keep sending us your feedback, keep sending us the love, and of course don't forget we will have a new dev discussion coming in January about griefing. So I know a lot of you PvPers out there and non-PvPers will want to get your say
called out.
So please do keep an eye on it.
Calling out the PvPers specifically
on January 12th, and we will see you in the new year.
Thanks,
that's good. Everybody.
So I think this is good. I mean, I know obviously there's a lot of you guys that are really skeptical about the game, and I don't really blame you. How many developers have talked a big game and then the game wasn't as big as whenever they were talking about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what it comes down to. So we gotten fucked a lot of times, man. So it's the way I look at it is I'll support the game. I can do it. It's whatever. I wouldn't tell anybody to do it if they didn't have the money or anything like that unless you really believe in it. Just wait to see if the game comes out and if it's good, man. And I'll be keeping people abreast every step of the way. I can't wait for the new game, the new alpha to come out so I can play that too. So I mean, as I said before, I've been excited for this game for a long time. I hope that it's good. I really do. And I think we've got a good chance of seeing another new competitor in the MMO space in probably a few years, realistically.
And by going to Unreal Engine 5, they're catapulting themselves to future-proofing themselves as a long-standing game in that sphere, whereas others are bound to feel dated. Then again, people are still playing RuneScape. You never know. But it's good to have a healthy competition. That's what I'm excited for more than anything. It's going to inspire other developers to think differently and change their approach to design. And hopefully it, is a helpful punch in the gut to publishers who, force deadlines down the necks of developers who probably true to their hearts want to make a good game, but also want to keep their job.
I think the earliest we would see this game actually
25
get released is in 18 months. That's the absolute earliest we could see this. Probably, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere in late 2023 or 2024, right? Somewhere around there. Like, if we get it in 2023 at all, I'll be really happy. I'll say that for sure. But as long as we can get an alpha and a beta, it's going to take a while for a game like this to really be good. I think that's one thing that people need to respect and understand, is that, like, it really does take a while.
I'm excited for the future of MMOs. And that's why I kind of have stepped away. I was enjoying Final Fantasy XIV, but there's just a lot to do, and there's more important fish to fry for me right now in my personal life. And then World of Warcraft has just really lost my good faith. There's not really much they can do to win that back, unfortunately. So I'm looking forward to things like this, where they're trying out new systems, but they're also being cognizant of how people are and also what people want. It's going to be a bright future in the gaming world. I hope to be a part of it someday.